Wow.
Wow, this is some really deep stuff.
I don't know what just happened, but something happened inside of me. Something snapped, something.
I wasn't expecting that
either. Sorry.
It's okay. It's all right. It's beautiful.
Monster is like really small, but it had to become that to stop me.
And then the hurt child became present when you mentioned it.
And I didn't realize this until now.
There were things that I didn't remember until now.
Funny. I haven't seen that before.
It feels like I'm the monster. I'm kind of seeing images of things. Of a world where they can exist. This clarity brings all kinds of answers.
It's clear. She hugged me and then went back to her place, I guess, in my heart. Oh, it wants to come out. It wants to bippity boppity boop Cinderella me. She's melted into my chest. It's ooey gooey.
All week been finishing things, cleaning up more, started eating vegetables again last week. And it kind of just started happening. It's almost like I just finished going through a meditation session.
I feel light. When you hit that first joint, in the morning, and
I actually feel a lot more awake.
I'm good today. It's been pretty busy all around here recently, but today things are a bit calmer.
Are you referring to parts by chance, or just
yes,
stuff out in the world?
No. I don't do busy stuff out in the world anymore. I cut all that off at the.
Yeah.
So can't be bothered with that busy kind of stuff anymore.
No.
But no, but it's part stuff has been a bit mad.
Okay.
I started writing things down, James.
Yeah, how's that been?
Well, it's still a bit odd, but it's happening, and where I've got to is this what's happening to a large part is me having these mind-blowing sort of realizations that when I look at them are not mind-blowing at all, and it's sort of it's like, why didn't I already know this kind of thing? So with the writing, the journaling down, the mind-blowing thing was there's no one way of doing it. I can do it any way I like.
You can do the journaling anyway, or you can just do IFS?
Yes. No, well, both actually, but particularly the journaling. It just suddenly struck me. I don't. There doesn't need to be a recipe or a pattern or whatever. I can do whatever I like.
Yeah. Yes. Inside of your own secret diary, you can be yourself.
Yes. And it's like, it kind of blew my mind and then made me laugh because it's so obvious. But anyway, I do a lot of crochet. I crochet a lot, and I do a lot of complicated patterns and things that occupy my mind. And I realised that, but they're not my designs. They're somebody else's designs, and I make them, and they're beautiful, and I enjoy doing them. But I'm following someone's pattern, and I think, it comes from the same place. The need to know, how do I do a journal? Someone tell me the pattern, because. And so anyway, there's been quite a few kind of mind-blowing things like that.
Tapping into some creative parts, or that could just be self when it's
I think it's just the realization of what this whole thing is about, another one which is very closely related but not quite the same is that I'm in charge. I sort of realized that when I'm in charge. I can decide, and I can decide not to be in charge too.
That's right.
Yes.
You have a whole team of helpers there.
Yes. Yeah. And I don't know. It's just been kind of busy.
Wow.
But good. It's been good.
Sounds like it.
Yeah. I'm enjoying the exploration.
Yeah. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get it that it all kind of seems obvious on the other side of it.
Yes. And the other thing that's odd, I thought I knew it. Like if anybody, I've always been a fairly independent sort of person. Like I was a solo parent. I raised my kids on my own while I was working full time, and I didn't rely on anybody else about all that sort of stuff. I always thought that I knew that I was in charge. But this is a different sort of dynamic. I really had to fight to be in charge externally. It was always it was the kind of in charge where you're constantly overcoming the next hurdle or the next problem.
Right.
Whereas this kind of in charge is a different kind of in charge. A bit hard to describe, but
yeah, I think I get it. In the external world, there's always some new hurdle, some new unforeseen thing. But in the internal world, at least in theory, it's like we could be at peace. We could be in a place where there aren't problems to solve internally.
Yes. And in the internal world, I'm even in charge of the hurdles.
Right. How you take them, when you take them.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. Whether I even look at them and see a hurdle or see something else,
Right.
Yeah. It's just a whole kind of it's all a bit different and interesting. Yeah.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, guess you have no problems to solve here, so.
Oh God, that'd be good. Wow, I could get rich on that one. No, what the problem is that if you ask me your question about is there a part you'd like to get to know better or change your relationship with?
Yes.
Because it's been so busy, my response to that is like, I got a whole bunch of them.
Mm-hmm. Great.
It's a bloody great bouquet.
Beautiful.
So I'll just go through some of them quickly, and because do you want to do that now, or do you want to do?
Yeah, would you like to have a minute meditation?
Yeah, that would be good.
Let's do that.
Thank you.
We'll set a timer.
Okay.
All right. So you have a bouquet of parts.
Yeah.
Would you mind if I were to put one out first?
Yes.
Which
please.
is just hearkening back to our last conversation.
Yes, please.
Suddenly, I'm hearing my own voice coming back through your line, and it's driving me kind of crazy.
I have no idea what to do about that.
Okay. Yeah, it's really prominent. Sometimes it's...
Yeah, that's awful when that happens.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Can't believe people listen to me.
Do we want to stop and start again, maybe?
So yes, I was just going to remind us of the part we met last time, which was the orange mesh part. You were walking in the park. It protects you from avalanche and things big and small and lots of things and single things.
Yes.
Okay. And that's the only one that...
Okay, and he was on my list.
Okay, great.
Along with another one.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll just go... So the first one is this forgetting business. And you and I have talked sort of privately about this.
Mm-hmm.
But this whole thing of me forgetting anything that's happened in a session that we have,
mm-hmm.
and me finding that quite disconcerting.
Yeah.
And you've given me some explanations for why that might happen, and that's good. But it still feels...
I forgot the explanations.
One
it's
of
okay.
them was... Okay, but it's still disconcerting. And when I listened back to the first one that we did together, there was a guy that I met in there. I don't think he had a name, but I think he might be related to the orange mesh guy. I think there might be a connection there.
The blatherer?
No, the one that came up after the blatherer, see, I can't remember, James. There was the one that got annoyed at the blatherer, maybe?
Maybe he said, I handle it.
Something. But there was one guy in there who, when we asked him what he wanted, the one thing that he wanted was, don't forget me. And then I promptly forgot that he even existed.
Okay.
And couldn't get back to him. So that's kind of bothering me. That's odd. The other one is the sadness that's always hanging around, and sometimes comes charging in like a freight train. I've got the get shit done part.
Mm-hmm.
A new one that's come up for me since you and I last talked is I've got it written down here as the strong versus the fragile woman. And it's a little bit related to what we were just talking about how out in the world, I was seen and quite often saw myself as the strong woman.
Right.
Sometimes strong to the point of scaring people. I can be quite scary.
Mm-hmm.
But there is also, and I think there's an IFS name for this, but I don't know what it is. There's also her kind of flip side, which is this absolutely fragile, brittle woman who shatters at an unexpected change in someone's tone of voice, So there's sort of these extreme opposite parts, and neither of them are very comfortable, and both of them are have useful things, or useful isn't quite right, but you know what I mean, positive things about themselves.
Sure.
Anyway, that's another one. There was that whole family stuff that came up that I wrote about, which I got to get to at some point. Oh my God. The blatherer, the orange safety mesh guy. Oh, and the other one, James, that came up was when you were talking to me about, I've written down the word facility here. Actually, I wrote it down wrong and wrote it down as felicity. Mm-hmm. So I might have a part called Felicity. But facility with doing this work.
Yes.
And that threw up like just a ton of stuff. I think I know where it's from and what I was reacting, what I'm reacting to there. But the whole thing of being good at something, there's just a bunch of stuff there.
At being good at something or being recognized by someone else? I wonder.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think the latter. Yes. So what I thought, James, was, given that we can't really do any of this wrong since I'm in charge.
I love it.
I thought I would say, how about we go with where your curiosity takes us, and if it doesn't feel right, well, then I'll tell you because I'm in charge.
All right. I think that I might decline that offer.
Can you tell me why? Or a little bit more about that? I mean, I'm fine with it. I'm just interested to know.
Well, I have 9 parts listed here on this piece of paper.
Yes.
And I'm pretty certain that, like you say, not getting it wrong, wherever we were to go would be interesting. I would be curious. I assume we would find interesting things and it would be good. So I just don't feel like I have any partiality, might be the word. I don't have a preference.
Yeah. Okay.
And even if you were to tell me, even if I had a page written about each of these parts, it still would be your system that I can't, see inside and make that call.
Right. So, and that's good. So,
but I'm also not opposed to throwing a dart. I'm not opposed to putting the names in a hat and picking one. I mean,
and picking one. Yeah. Either that or what happens when I think about them all is that as I come to each one of them, I go, "Oh, that's interesting." But it's kind of the same for each of them.
Yeah, so that to me sounds like you have kind of the same position that I'm in, which maybe we're both in some self energy and we're seeing all of these parts as important to get to know. And so you could turn it around to them and ask them which of them needs your attention the most.
That's a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Crikey, there's a lot of them. I'll have to book a bigger meeting room. Okay.
You could ask them all to hold up their hands and hold up a number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And who's holding up the 5 or the 10?
Yeah. Okay. I'll need a minute because there's a few of them.
Mm-hmm.
They're being kind of polite to each other. They're all saying to each other, you go, you go. Who wants it?
Who needs your attention?
Who needs my attention? Yeah. So what I did was I stopped looking at my list.
Mm-hmm.
And I closed my eyes because I couldn't remember all of them. But if I looked at the list, they were all, do you know what I mean? I just wanted to be inside.
Mm-hmm.
And when I did that, I think that the strong versus fragile woman has kind of gone, oh, okay, then I'll go.
Okay.
She's not saying, well, you know, actually she is. Yes, she is saying, well, they are saying, we need to talk. Yeah. Yeah. Let's go there.
Okay. You can thank those other parts for showing up and ask them for space.
Ah, yes. Mm-hmm. Yep.
So you have two, a strong woman fighting to be in charge, and fragile, brittle woman.
Yeah. Fearful of being shattered. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And they are familiar with each other.
Yes.
I'm guessing, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
The strong one is a bit brassed off at the fragile one.
Yes. Have you worked with this strong one before?
No.
Okay.
I mean, I know she's there,
Mm-hmm.
but that's as far as it's gone.
Okay.
And the fragile one is a bit scared of the strong one.
Yes. Okay. So you can start by letting them know that you'd like to help, that you see some of that dynamic, that the fragile one is scared.
Mm. Mm. I feel a bit protective of the fragile one.
Yeah. So would it make sense to start with the strong one and work there if it's...
Yeah.
Or either one. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it's 50-50. No, actually, no, let me think about this. No, I think maybe the fragile one, because she doesn't have as loud a voice.
Got it.
Yeah, so maybe the fragile one.
Okay. So if she has some fear of the other one, then you might need to get that other one, ask that one for space.
Oh, okay. Yeah. 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 She's that strong one is actually quite contemptuous, actually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just let her know that you'd like to learn about that too.
Okay. Yeah.
And see if she'd be all right with going into the waiting room.
Yeah. She was off to the waiting room. She was kind of like, yeah, whatever. You want to talk to that? But when I said I'd be interested to getting to know her later, it sort of stopped her in her tracks a wee bit, and she looked back at me and went, okay. She softened a bit around that. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's true, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. 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 So she's flounced off.
Okay.
Okay, so we're left with this fragile one here.
Yeah. How do you feel towards her?
Quite protective.
Okay.
And feeling like I need to reassure her that that this is going to be really, really, really gentle. That nothing's going to move suddenly or speak loudly or...
Is that what she's concerned about?
Yeah. She's concerned about even the slightest change in her surroundings. Because any change might signify danger or trouble.
Does that make sense to you?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, let her know that. Is she aware of you? Does she see you?
Yeah.
Great.
She's a bit scared of me as well. Huh.
Okay.
She's just kind of scared generally.
Okay. Maybe check one more time to, about how you're feeling towards her. Make sure that there aren't any of those parts that dislike her hanging around.
Right. No, there's nothing that dislikes her. And I'm not sure if this is other parts, but there's very, very cautious, feeling cautious and careful and...
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm wondering if that might be a part. When I asked how you felt about her, you said protective. You wanted to reassure her, cautious, careful. Which could be a caretaking part. Only it doesn't jump out at me as the curious and compassionate that I'm usually using to indicate self.
Yeah.
I could be wrong. Yeah. I could be wrong about all of that.
Yeah.
But it's like she needs taken care of.
Yes. It's much more that. Yes, I think you're right. There's not a lot of curiosity there. There's just carefulness and being super, 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 I don't even know what the word is.
Yeah.
But careful. I think you're right. Yeah.
And again, on the other hand, we do want to be cautious and careful and
Yes.
mindful. So
Yeah.
I would just look out for any part that might kind of have a judgment about her fragility and
brittleness.
Mm-hmm.
Say that again. A part that is what?
That might have judgment around that, or might have a prejudgment around that. You know, well, she's this way, so here's what she needs. She needs reassurance.
Yes, that's really good. I don't feel it as judgment, but I feel it as pre-knowledge. You know, as I know about this part, and I know what's likely to happen if anybody puts a foot wrong. And that's me at the moment. That's me.
Okay. So the part that has that concern, you can let it know that you could say thanks. You know, thank you for that care. It wants us to be cautious.
Yeah. It doesn't want to leave, James.
That's fine.
It's very protective of this woman, and doesn't trust that you and I know how gentle we have to be.
Okay. I think that part.
Yeah.
How are you feeling towards that part?
I didn't know she was there. I didn't know she existed. So that's interesting. So yeah, curious, I guess.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
What does she want you to know about herself?
About herself, okay. So she's protecting the fragile one, and she's been around a long time. She works quite quietly. Because she's got this odd dilemma that she's working in. She needs to protect the fragile woman from sudden changes and loud noises and, you know, anything changing in her environment. And that includes her. It includes the protector one. So she has to work really quietly and gently. Otherwise, she becomes part of the problem. Or she creates the problem for the... So she's very quiet and very observant and very aware. But when she sees a problem, or, you know, when she sees something that she knows she has to do something about, she has to deal with it quietly. So it's a tricky old job.
Sounds like it. And you said she's been doing it for a long time?
Yep. Yeah. Well, when she says a long time, what she means is that she's been around as long as this strong woman has.
Right. Right.
They sort of. Yeah. Oh. Why did? But she's not saying that the strong woman threatens the fragile one, but she did arrive at the same kind of time.
Yeah.
I'm not entirely clear what that's about.
I have some hypotheses. Do we know what time that was? What age that was?
I always have trouble with this question, but I'll see what comes.
You could ask her, how old is that fragile person?
Oh, how old is the fragile one? Okay.
Yeah.
Pretty little.
Yeah.
Pretty little.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, really little, actually.
Mm-hmm. So it makes sense why the sudden changes in loud noises would be upsetting.
Yeah. I still have sorry, I'm just jumping out for a minute because it just made me realize something. I have I have some kind of weird sensitivity to loud noise, actually.
Mm-hmm.
And I have there's actually some pain, some physical pain that goes along with loud noises. So, for example, if I'm driving and a loud truck passes me going in the other direction, it makes me wince. It's so painful. Yeah, that's just a little aside.
Good to know.
That's interesting. Yeah. Sorry, I need to
sounds relevant.
Yeah. And it's a source of embarrassment actually,
Mm-hmm.
because I quite often gasp and go, oh shit, and block my ears because it's just so painful. And if there's someone with me, they look at me and go, what's wrong? And I'll go, what truck? And they, it makes no sense to them.
But it makes sense to this caretaker who works quietly, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's nodding her head. Yeah, she knows about that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How's she like being known by you in this way?
This is the caretaker part.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's quite pleased that I've finally seen her because she wouldn't normally sort of step forward.
Right. And you appreciate her intention and
Yeah. She's really important. And I didn't know she was there.
Yeah.
She has, now that we've started talking about how young the other one is, she does have a sort of a motherly quality to her.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's the kind of motherly quality where mothers do what they do because they're mothers and they don't need, not in order to get recognition, just because that's what they do. That kind of quality, that sort of...
Right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So she's pretty solid. She's pretty.
Yeah.
Uh,
Sounds like it.
yeah, she is. She doesn't particularly need.
She's good at what she does.
She's good at what
She keeps her eyes on what's important,
Yep,
and she knows how
totally.
to calm down the situation or
Totally.
Mhm. And I'm theorizing that the strong woman in charge scary part is maybe
Yeah.
more of the dad here. If we're using that.
Yeah, if you're going with sort of the stereotypical things, yeah. It doesn't quite resonate with me.
Okay. Throw it out.
Yeah. But I do know what you're saying.
Yeah.
There is a quality to the strong part that says to the protector part, oh, you go on and get on with that. That's boring shit,
Right.
You do.
Right.
You do you. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
And back to this motherly part. How old does she think you are?
Oh, okay. She thinks that I am very nearly an adult. She knows that I'm a lot older than the fragile part. But
Nearly an
I'm
adult,
not.
like a teenager?
Yeah, somewhere in there. What she's telling me is I'm not adult enough yet for her that she can stop doing her job. I'm nearly there in her eyes. I'm nearly there, but I can't quite be trusted to be properly adult yet.
Mm-hmm.
So she still has to hang around.
Yeah.
Is that making any sense? I'm not sure any of this is making any sense.
I mean, it's short answer, yes. But we can find out more from her about.
Okay.
You could ask, what would happen if she were to trust this teenager with this younger part? What does she think that this teenage version of you is not capable of?
Making good decisions.
Mm-hmm.
Understanding. Just not enough experience of the world yet.
Mm-hmm.
Not just a bit naive and sort of don't quite know how to explain it.
Oh, I get it. It's
Yeah.
a teenager.
Yes,
Right.
yes. But particularly a sort of a teenage girl who thinks that the world is a rosy place and everything is beautiful, and everything is just so amazing.
Uh-huh.
And
And doesn't have the serious and the loyalty or the devotion that this motherly part would have to a younger part.
Yeah, well, and an awareness of danger, and no awareness of danger. Everything's just so lovely, and it's not quite as naive as that, but doesn't have the level of understanding that is needed to be an adult and make good decisions.
Yeah. And is there truth to that? Is there
Oh,
a
yeah.
16-year-old? Yeah. Or sorry if I just made up 16, but
yeah, no, 16's pretty good. 16's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
It's a kind of an age range rather than a
Mm-hmm.
sort of somewhere between 15 and 20.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So she needs to be around until that part
Right.
learns a little bit more.
Okay. You can let her know that you are not that part. Show her your real age.
Yeah. Yeah, she's a bit surprised again. Okay, she's I think she can see my age, and she accepts that. But it's not totally reassuring to her.
What else? Yeah. What else does she need from you or want you to know?
Right. She needs me to prove somehow to show her that okay, she's talking about wisdom now.
Mm-hmm. Awareness, seriousness, wisdom.
Yeah. In insight. She's talking about wisdom and insight, and it's not something that she needs to know. She's saying age doesn't necessarily map onto that directly.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You can have people who are my age and who have no wisdom at all and no insight.
Yeah. Bad mothers at any age.
Yes. So I don't think she thinks I'm a bad mother. She just thinks that I'm a...
No, I was just saying that's her job as in a motherly role.
Yes, yeah.
Is important, and it requires some insight and wisdom and
yes,
intuition.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes, that's another good word. And just because I'm the age I am doesn't reassure that I've got any of
Right.
that. She's not.
Yeah.
She's not sure about that at all. And in fact, part of her is saying, if you're only just getting around to talking to me, how much insight do you have?
Yeah. Yeah. How do you respond to that?
That makes sense. Fair enough. Fair
Mm-hmm.
enough. How can I help her with her job if I didn't even know she was there?
Right.
Yeah. So she's waiting for something from me.
Yeah. Waiting for proof.
Yes.
Okay. Does she have more to say about what that might look like? Or maybe that's something that you can work out with her. Or offer her.
I think I don't know what she needs, and she's having trouble. She's kind of saying to me, "I'll know it when I see it," sort of thing.
Yeah.
Like she can't prescribe what it is, because that would be a bit pointless, because then I'd just go and do it.
Yeah, and it wouldn't, insight doesn't really work that way often,
No,
right? Like,
exactly.
if she could tell you how to do it, then
Yes, but then
anybody
that's
could
not
do
my.
it.
Yeah, then that's not my insight. That's
Right.
yeah. So she's kind of telling me I'll know it when I see it. But I can't give you any more than that.
Ask her what you can give her. What if anything that she wants, could you give her?
Anything that she wants, could I give her? Consistency.
Okay. And I was also asking, not just prove that you have this insight, but is there something you can do for her? Just for her.
Oh, right, to sort of help her out, sort of thing.
Whatever she wants.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. What can I do for her?
Mm-hmm.
I could babysit for a while.
Is that her suggestion?
I'm not sure where that came from.
Okay.
And I think that might have come from me, actually.
Would she like a change of scenery? Would she like some new shoes? Would she like a massage?
Yeah.
I'll keep babysitting on the list because
Yeah.
that always was on the list. But what else?
God, this is weird what happens, isn't it? She'd quite like a road trip.
Yeah.
But not driving. She wants to be a passenger.
Uh-huh. She's felt kind of cooped up.
Yeah. Yeah, she's tied to this spot, tied to this place. So a road trip. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So she'd quite like a road trip where she wasn't the driver and she could wind the window down and take in the view and feel the breeze and all the sort of sensations that come with that. And
that's so interesting that you said that. When
really?
a moment ago you're talking about when a truck comes the other way, how the sensation is so uncomfortable.
Yes.
And now she's asking, her idea of a break would be to roll the windows down and let whatever sensations come.
Yeah. But we're out in the country though. We're not in the city with the trucks driving past.
Got it.
We're out in the countryside and there's no other traffic really. Or, very little. Because that's pretty easy to do in this country.
Mm-hmm.
Only takes 20 minutes to be in the back country, somewhere where nobody else is, which is what she'd quite like. And she also quite likes the idea of not making decisions about where to go. Like she's just a passenger, and wherever we go, as long as it's somewhere out of the city, she's cool. So she doesn't have to make decisions about that sort of thing. No responsibility, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I feel like something you can offer her or do for her.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, we can go on a road trip. There's beautiful, beautiful places to see. But she's saying to me, but who's going to look after the fragile one?
Yes.
While she's doing that.
I was wondering the same thing.
Yeah. Oh, she's a bit worried now. Perhaps she needs to come with us. Perhaps all three of us need to go.
Think she'd still be able to enjoy the trip?
Yeah,
Roll the window down a little bit?
Yeah, that's the problem.
I wonder if there's more that you could do to make that work for her.
To make the road trip work?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some way that you could, if the little one is coming along, some way that you could, I don't know, put up a divider or...
Well, she'd have to be in a car seat, a proper car seat to start with.
Of course.
You know, so so that she's safe. And where she's in the back seat of the car, and where she is in the back seat of the car, I can see her in the rear vision mirror.
Yeah. If you're driving, yeah.
Yeah, I can keep an eye on
you could also hire a driver and do it all in a limousine.
No. That kind of extravagance is just ridiculous. Sorry,
all right.
That's not.
Well, we started this conversation with your creativity and the fact that you can do what you want.
Yes, yeah.
So
yeah, no, limousines are not where it's at. But I'm really happy to keep an eye on the little one in the back seat, so that she doesn't have to constantly be turning around to have a look. You know.
Yeah. How's she like that idea?
Yeah. She likes that idea. She wants reports, though. She wants me to be saying, it's all good. She's good. She's asleep.
Yeah. If she nods off, if you need to get her attention, you can elbow her a little or whatever.
Yeah. Because this is such a because the space, like inside a car, is so definite, and it's got good boundaries. That's what it is.
Yes.
Yeah,
it's great.
It's
enclosed. It's safe, and it's free and open.
Yes. And the freeness and openness is in control of us who's inside. We get to decide.
Right. That's right. Pull over anytime you like.
Yes. Shut the windows, open the windows, pull over, whatever. We get to choose. So that makes it pretty safe.
Sounds lovely.
Yeah. It does. It really does sound lovely. Yeah.
Okay. Anything else you want to ask of her, offer her?
She's just said to me, can we go on a road trip for a year? Oh, God, sure. Why not?
Yes.
Sorry, what was your question just then?
Oh, just if there's anything more to ask of her, learn about her. If you're going to be taking a road trip, I assume you'll have lots of time to do that.
Lots of time to chat, yeah.
Yeah. And another question I have is, would you like to call out to that strong woman?
Yeah.
And, because we asked for space and you did say check in with you later, and I just wonder if it would be a good time to just let her know that we haven't forgotten about her.
Yeah. She's been watching, actually. She went into the other room, but the door was open so she could see.
Yeah.
And she's okay with all of that. She thinks the road trip would be a good idea as well.
Wow.
In fact, she's telling me that it was really her idea.
Okay.
Oh God.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Sure. Yep. That's what she needs. You can give her what she needs too.
Yeah. And she's looking at me saying, needs? I don't have needs. What are you talking about? But we'll get to that because I don't believe it. But she does. So we'll we'll have to sort that one out. Yeah, we'll get to it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And she's saying, yeah. All right, that's cool. She's strong, but she's not sort of demanding. You know, she doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
She's very used to taking care of herself and just, you know, that's part of her strength is. So she's happy to wait. Well, not happy, but it's okay with her.
Mm-hmm.
She's not unhappy. She's kind of going, yeah, whatever, you know, whatever.
All right.
It's fine.
Thank her for her patience.
Yeah. Well, she's strong, so she knows that she can take care of business. Oh, there was another part that did that, wasn't there? Taking care of business, getting shit done.
Oh, right. Yeah.
I think the strong woman, there's some link there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep, that happens a lot when you start seeing the overlap of the protectors.
Yes.
And I mean, you've probably heard me say it to people where, it looks like there's 1,000, but really there's a couple dozen or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
think we need to get this. Well, because I don't want her to have to do it. I need to get this road trip planned and.
All right. You feel like you're able to do that? You need any?
Yeah.
You need anything else? Yeah. Okay. Hope you tell me all about it.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll try and write about it because I'm getting better at that. Okay, good.
Okay. Good place to stop.
This is only the beginning, eh? Like I feel like yeah. I don't want to sort of feel like we've done it because it doesn't feel like that.
No.
Okay.
It's a beginning. It's a beginning with you in this part, and it's also you're at this place now where you can sit down and more or less snap your fingers and see 8 parts clearly.
Yeah.
So that's a real milestone of a beginning to have that ability, and the way you navigated where to go today. That's pretty incredible, and it just speaks to how, again, efficient things can become.
Yeah. That, like, once again, I feel like that's what it's about. Is about the efficiency of the model rather than me doing anything particular. That's just how it works.
Yeah.
So that's good. Okay.
Yeah. Well, you've tuned your noticing ability, and the parts that had the doubts. I mean, there's always the parts that even doubt that any of this is real. There's the parts that doubt
totally.
that you have any capabilities here. And when they relax and you say, okay, no, this keeps working, then oftentimes there's that kind of sudden like, oh, okay, well, we should do a lot of this. Like, okay, here you go. Here's the keys.
You know the bit that helps, like, is this real? And come on, this is self-indulgent nonsense. The part that comes up against that is the part that says, yeah, but it's fun.
Yes. Even if it's not real. What a nice way to.
I don't care. What
a nice way to spend the evening telling stories.
Yeah. Like the fun outweighs the doubts and skepticism. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So even if it's bullshit, it's nice. Yeah.
Well, and they all have those memories to show you when the truck passes by and it's too loud. Like, that's not bullshit. There's something going on. And all the painful memories and the just scenes that they show you. It's like, okay,
it's the linkages. It's the what joins up with other things. That's kind of that's spooky.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's really spooky.
Or it's almost too obvious.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's kind of like,
yeah.
If we have parts, that is what it would look like.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
Enjoy your time with your parts.
Yeah. Going on a road trip.
I hope to get to work with you again soon.
Yeah, lovely. Thank you so much, James.
Okay, have a good rest of your day.
Yeah, you have a good evening.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Do you want to help bring more self-energy to the world? If you'd like to participate in calls or help out with this project in any way, I'd love to hear your ideas. Join the Discord server or contact me at james@liveifs.com. A huge thanks to our audio engineer, Yvonne, for your care and diligence in editing the calls. To every caller for your courage in sharing some of your parts. And to anyone out there getting to know their internal system, keep going. Who knows, that might be the most selfless, helpful thing you can do for others, and you're the only one who can do it. If you'd like to see us reach the largest audience, we must please the almighty suggestion algorithms at iTunes and YouTube. And they don't care about the power of IFS. They're looking for likes and shares and comments, and the sooner the better. Follow the links in the show notes right here in your podcast player to make your wishes known. And now, a minute of meditation. Or if you prefer, pull over. You can do it in 60 seconds. Just click one of those links. They're right there, and give us a like or a 5-star rating. It would really help. If you think this project is helping people, you're helping people by sharing it. Thank you.